Shalom Aleichem, everybody. Thank you for everybody that was involved in making this event happen. Thank you for all of you for coming out here, taking time out of your day and your week to hear Divrei Elokim Chaim B'ezrat Hashem, some words of Torah, to help us get aroused and connected before we go into the Chag, before we go into this amazing holiday season of Tishrei. Rosh Hashanah is a time where every single human being, the whole entire world, is about to receive new shefa, a new blessing, a new level of a connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to the Creator of the world that's being revealed by way of every single facet of our life. On Rosh Hashanah, we have an opportunity to renew our connection, to start a new year of a relationship with Hashem. It's an opportunity where all of our hearts get opened up almost automatically just by being in shul, hearing the shofar, the foods, the togetherness. For some people, it's the only time they come to shul. For others, it's the height of the year. But for every single person in the whole entire world, Jewish or not Jewish, Rosh Hashanah is a time where Hashem is calling out and asking you to connect and to show up. It's an opportunity for us to download more connection to Hashem. Every single holiday has an energy that it comes with. Seder Mekubalim. Pesach is a time of freedom. Simchat Torah, Sukkot, a time of joy. Yom Kippur, a time of purity and being cleaned up. Every single holiday comes with its energy. Rosh Hashanah is when we receive life. Tonight, right now, is Kaf Hei Elul, the 25th of Elul. The 25th of Elul, Chazal tell us, is the day of the creation of the world. The first day of the creation of the world. It started tonight, and we have 6 days until we get to Rosh Hashanah. 6 days until creation of man. On the 6th day, the last of the creations, after the mosquito, after the vegetation of the world, after the stars, after all of the world, spiritual and physical, the last thing that was to be created was man, with a neshama, with the breath of God inside of him, bringing to alive. Some could say that the whole entire world was created for man, that's why he was the last. Man comes into the world with everything prepared in front of him. And some say that, no, know your place. There's many things in the world that Hashem created before you. Stay humble, you're the last of it. After a mosquito. The truth is that they're both true. Both realities are true. On one hand, the whole entire world was created for you. On the other hand, if you think that you were created in order to live a life separate of Hashem, now that you're created, you exist and it's all up to you. So don't forget that you were created after a mosquito. Both are true. And we all know growing up here in Miami how annoying mosquitoes are. We don't want to be there. We want to have meaning in our life. We want to be able to find that balance between, on one hand, I'm a Jew, I'm a neshama. I have the life force of Hashem flowing through me at any given moment. And on the other hand, I was sent here on a mission, and it's not about living separate. So on a day like today, where the whole entire world is being recreated, Hashem is constantly at every given moment recreating the world. I didn't even realize this. Rabbi Nachman once told a person, why didn't you look up to the heavens all day long? His apartment was above the shuk, above the market. This guy came to complain to him at the end of the day. He said, I watched you all day long working in your basta, you didn't look up once. How can you complain at the end of the day if you didn't look up to the Shemaim? So here I am saying, sorry to whoever designed this beautiful Beit Knesset, I said I didn't even look up. Letters flying in the sky. This is the creation of the world. This is everything. This is life right here. That. The Baal HaTanya, before he passed away, he looked up to the ceiling and all he saw was letters. He knew there was meant to be a ceiling there, he could just see these. This is life. The Baal HaTanya explains in the Tanya that every single thing in the world in Sha'ar Yichud, every single thing in the world is coming down and exists in this world by way of the 10 utterances of creation. The 10 utterances of creation that started on Kaf Hei Elu. Hashem said 10 times these lashonot, these different words, and things were created, realities were created. And it all happened with the Hebrew letters. They fall down through 231 gates and different permutations until it becomes a piece of paper in front of you, a microphone, a shoe. Everything is the sparks of Hashem in this world. And so too, we have a spark inside of us, we have an neshama inside of us, we have a soul inside of us that's bringing us alive. And its food, the way it keeps itself going, is with the otiyot, is with these letters that bring connection to Hashem Yitbarach. Just one letter, the aleph that's resting at the bottom. There's a yud on top, a vav in the middle, another yud on the bottom. Spell yud, yud the vav dalet. Spell aleph, aleph lamed peh. Spell lamed. Keep going in one letter. Infinite levels of connection. And Sefer Yetzirah talks about how you put letters together. One letter can only be one. 2 letters already you have 2 different words that can come out of it. 3 letters already, you're getting higher numbers exponentially. Until you get to about 20 letters, you're already dealing with millions and millions and millions. When you come to a minyan, and you're the 10th in the minyan, what you do? You add 2 more candles to the minyan of candles that are lit every Shabbat. Look what you do. Another bracha in this world, look what you do. And these letters come together and they form words, they form permutations that come out of us and elevate towards our Creator, forming a way for us to connect. Hashem is always bringing down these letters in the shefa, the godliness of Hashem into the world, and He's always providing for us. Someone outside told me to maybe say some words of musar. The truth is that we don't need too much musar in our generation. There's a famous tzaddik, Rabbi Avram, he's not so famous actually. There's a big tzaddik, Rabbi Avram Tzvi Kluber, who lives in Beit Shemesh, and he has amazing teaching. There's a pasuk by David HaMelech, El Nikamot Adonai, El Nikamot Ophia. The God of vengeance will appear. What's the rebuke? What's the vengeance of Hashem? We all day long take the power of Hashem and we use it for other things. We focus on nonsense, we focus on different things. We use His energy that flows out through us to talk Lashon Hara, to do different things. We all do it. I'm putting myself inside and included in that. We all have work to do. And Hashem keeps giving, and keeps giving, and keeps giving, and keeps tolerating, and has more and more patience, and allows us, and is just waiting for us to turn back into the tshuva and to understand. We're always doing that. Hashem keeps giving. What is the rebuke of Hashem? How does Hashem teach you a lesson? He shows back up in your life again and again and again and again, and He's there for you again and again and again. And He's just waiting. He's just waiting for you to connect. He's just waiting for you to turn and to make something meaningful. To try to ascend above your daily routine, whether it includes 3 prayers a day or it doesn't at all. If you're doing the 3 prayers without thinking about Hashem, so it doesn't matter that you do 3 prayers. We're in this world to connect and to do good things and to reveal the light of Hashem. And what we need to do, more than anything, is to connect to Hashem in every facet of our life. When you're putting on your makeup, when you're getting dressed, to look like a beautiful person in this world, to represent Hashem properly, not for vanity, because I represent Hashem. That includes dressing properly, thinking properly, walking through the street properly. Do you walk with pride on your chest, or do you walk from a place of submission that you know that you don't run the world? It's important to be confident, but what allows any human being that was created after a mosquito to be confident, if not the soul of Hashem that's flowing through them at any given moment? The power that they know is above them, that allows them to get so much blessing in this life, and the ability to be involved in so many different facets, and to stay sane, to stay connected, to be able to go down to sleep at night and to wake up with new emunah, new connection, new hope. It's the light of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's the light of Hashem, and it's coming down at every given moment. We just have to decide when we want to tap back in. I know that this is a crowd of young singles and people that are looking for relationships. How can we have a relationship with a human being that's annoying, that makes different smells and noises and sweats and leaves his socks all around complains and wants this bag and that bag. How could we ever build a relationship with a person like that if we don't have a relationship with God? The source of everything in the world. If we're not developing that relationship, how could we expect to healthily go inside of a relationship with a human? Hashem all the time is calling out for us. Your money, that's from Him. Your hardships, that's from Him. And why are they happening? Just to be able to talk. The Baal Shem Tov teaches a beautiful thing about the 13 principles of mercy. Two of them are Noseh Avon v'Over al Pesha. On one hand, Hashem carries the iniquity, the sin. He lifts it up. On the other hand, He wants to overlook it. It seems like a contradiction. If Hashem wants to forgive you, so why not just overlook the sin? Why are you carrying it? Why Noseh Avon? Why are you showing me what I did wrong? If you are so merciful and you want to get over it. Because the truth is that true mercy doesn't mean that I sweep everything underneath the rug to make shalom bayit, to make it just go by. I'm going to take it and not say anything. If you care about a person and you want them in your life and you want to develop a relationship with them and there's something went wrong, then you need to talk about it. The Baal Shem Tov says when two people want to make up, they have to sit down and they have to have the conversation and speak it out from a place of trying to be connected and trying to make it better. If a fight comes up, you have to stop the conversation immediately. You're not allowed to do that. Can't, only one person is trying to overcome the other and it's an argument now. That's not the point. The point is to talk it out, to understand, listen, this is what I feel you did to me, this is what I experienced, and I want you in my life, but I have to talk about this, I have to get over it. I want to be able to overlook it, therefore I'm bringing it up. And that's the secret of all the hardships we go through in life. Hashem, I don't know what kind of God you believe in. I'm pretty sure growing up here in Miami, I don't believe in the same God that most of you do. I don't pray to the same God that a lot of people that I've been meeting here in the past 2 weeks pray to. My God's not waiting in heaven trying to punish me for everything I do. There's a system He created. If you make a mess, you have to clean it up. But my God is filled with mercy, loves me more than anything, more than the Torah, more than the Halakha, more than anything. Not that that gets negated, not that I have a free pass. But at the end of the day, the life force flowing through me is not limited by anything, definitely not by my actions. And He always is giving me the opportunity to come back, but in order to do that, we have to talk about it. So comes a little bit of hardship in life. All that is a call out from Hashem. Can we talk about it? Life is meant to go right. It didn't go right. It's enough of you, enough of a reason to wake up and to ask the question, hey Hashem, what's going on? Why? 2,000 years ago, Chazal said, how fine and delicate is this idea? A person puts their hand in their pocket to take out 1 coin, and they take out 2 coins. Now they have to put their hand back in their pocket and put back the other coin, and now take it out again just to have that 1 coin. That was enough hardship for you to do tshuva. The problem is, if we don't believe that God's talking to us all the time because we're not worthy, or we don't believe that God does that actually, so then we don't pay attention to the signs. And the small thing that Hashem was trying to show you has to now become a bigger thing. And if you don't want to pay attention to that, it has to become a bigger thing. Why? Because a relationship with you is worth it all. If there's any chance, by way of those messages, you're going to wake up, and trust me, they come in times, a lot of times they come in shefa, they come in bracha, and they come in abundance. And those we kind of take the credit for ourselves. We forget that that also comes from Hashem. The good also comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So when we start to pay attention in life and we realize all the messages that are coming up to us, now we have opportunities to connect throughout our day. We were also given halachot. Today was the Ilulah of the Mishnah Berurah, the Chafetz Chaim. How many halachot he gave us on guarding our mouth, not to speak bad about other people. It's known that the halachot of the Sefer Torah, if 2 letters are touching each other, while you're reading, you finish reading, and you can't use that book again until you fix it. But if 1 letter is missing in the Torah, you have to stop immediately. A Jew could have a problem with another Jew, 2 letters touching, there's friction. The second you open your mouth about that person, it's like you're spilling ink all over the Torah. The Torah is not pasul. Every single Jew is rooted inside a letter inside the Torah. And the Torah is the name of Hashem. If a Jew has a problem with another Jew, he has a problem with the Torah. If he has a problem with the Torah, he has a problem with Hashem. To have that inside your heart is one thing. To speak on it We have to be very careful. We have to be very, very, very careful. This whole entire world was just to reveal Hashem in the world, and Hashem is more merciful than all of us combined. Hashem arouses more mercy and gives people more opportunities to connect than anything we could imagine. More than our parents gave us, and more than we give our children as parents. Hashem is always looking for a way to connect, and He sends us the signs. We just have to pay attention. And the connection doesn't have to be now to become a tzaddik, to grow peyot, to move to Tzfat, to leave Miami. I did that, guys. You don't have to do it. It's okay. Not everybody has to do that. If the door is calling, if Eretz Yisrael is calling you, I would say go. Don't think that it's all so good here that you can't leave. If Eretz Yisrael is calling you, go. But you don't have to. Hashem is the God of the world. You don't have to be anywhere. Another thing that keeps coming up over the past 2 weeks here I'm in America is as if that God lives in this room, and when you go to your office, He's not there. Your office is not a holy place. Hashem's not there. The kippah comes off your head, now God disappears. God's not in the world. The world is in God. It's not the other way. The world is inside God. Ein od milvado. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Echad is the most important word there. One. God is everything. Every single thing that you have in your life can be an opportunity to connect back to Hashem. If you're a man and you sign a ketubah to get married, and now you have to show up to work every day, that is a mitzvah. That is a mitzvah. And if you were on your phone while you were praying, it might even be a holier mitzvah because you really put your all in it to make that money. But in synagogue, you were kind of distracted and you're in your office. But you're also commanded to provide for your wife. So if you show up and you do it with all of your heart, that was holier than your prayers in the synagogue. So why do you think it's separate from God? Hashem is everywhere you go. You come to eat food. Have you ever asked yourself a question, why did a God bring a soul that's limited inside of a body and force that body to eat 3 times a day? We're meant to be holy people. We're about to have Yom Kippur, a whole entire day of the highest holiest lights, and we don't eat in order to tap into it. Why? Shabbat, the holiest day of the week, why don't we fast on it? Why did God make it that eating is such an important thing for the Jew? What was the point? If not to connect 3 times a day like a mother that nurses her baby and looks inside its eyes and the baby looks back into her eyes. It's the same thing with the HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We need the reminder that we're not strong enough to get through the day without eating. We cannot do it alone. You can try, you're going to burn out, you're not going to make it. Same thing with breathing. Hashem created a reality, the number one thing you need in your life, more than anything, more than Torah, more than mitzvot, more than Shabbat, more than anything, to breathe. And that's a way to connect to Hashem. The physical has to be elevated and has to be connected back to the source. And that's what it means in Rosh Hashanah that we want to crown Hashem king over the whole entire world. Everything, not the synagogue, the world. The whole entire world, which in Hebrew is Olam. Olam is Elim, the concealment. All of us have concealments in life. All of us have places in life where we don't feel the light of Hashem there. It's still hidden from us. We think things are separate from Him. Eating food is, if I don't eat, I won't live. It's true, but why? Because Hashem reveals Himself and puts sparks inside of there for you to live. But when you eat the food and you become more physical, that's not the goal. The goal is to become more godly by way of everything you do in your life. In our parasha, which is filled with the most amazing secrets of the Torah. Moshe Rabbeinu right now in Parashat Dvarim is talking in the last 36 days of his life, one long speech to give over to Am Yisrael the final download. Somewhere it was on the flyer tonight, the last Shiur of the year. Right? This is the last download that we're getting of the year before we can go into Rosh Hashanah and Mamash try to fix how we think about God. Who is this God that we're praying to? Who is behind all of this? Mamash, what's flowing through me? What is it? And the Torah says it so beautifully. Everything that Hashem commanded us to do, it's not far away. It's not far away. Lo v'shamayim hi, le'emor mi ya'aleh lanu v'shamayim ve'yikachena lanu. It's not in the heavens to say, who's going to be able to go up there and keep a Torah and teach us how to do it? V'lo mo'ever al hayam. It's not across the ocean. כי קרוב אליך הדבר מאוד בפיך ובלבבך לעשותו. Keeping Torah, keeping the word of Hashem, being connected to Hashem, it's so close to you. בפיך ולבבך לעשותו. It's in your heart and your mouth to do it. You have to speak the same way you feel in your heart, and you have to live according to that as well. And I promise you, we all know Hashem created the world. We all know that. We all know there's a Kadosh Baruch Hu. That's why you're sitting in this room. You didn't come for the schnitzel sandwiches, I promise you. You came here to connect to Kadosh Baruch Hu. So you know He's here, and you know it matters. But the biggest distance in the whole entire world is the distance between your brain and your heart. And we have a mitzvah to connect them all the time. There's a mitzvah to remember, to know something in your brain, and to bring it down to your heart. What is that? That Yud Kei Vav Kei Hashem that's beyond the world, that is not limited by creation, the light that is pre all the problems in the world, pre all the balagan that we're going through, all the concealments over the light, that is the concealment, that is nature, that is all the concealment of light. Adonai, Hu Elohim. We keep saying this in Slichot all the time. What are we saying? The most beautiful thing that is possible to be, the source of everything, the source of joy, of renewal, of hope, of Mashiach, of everything good, that is nature. That is what I'm experiencing right now in my life. That's the drives I have, that's the negativity I have, that's my aspirations in this world and the world to come. All of that, all of the limitations, all of the teva, all of the nature, that is God, that is limited, that is limitless. Yes, it's one. It's one. There's no difference between the synagogue and the office. The difference is, and practically in this room, we must act like God is present. We have to. There's certain additional warnings when you step into this room, behave. For example, if we were to do this outside, there's no commandment that we have to have this mechitza here. In this room, you have to have the mechitza. Why? Synagogue, different rules. If you're doing it outside, you don't have to. But the Mishnah Berurah, Chafetz Chaim, that today was a Zilula, he says in the first Halakha of Shulchan Aruch, that a person knows themselves. The way you speak when you're with your friends, chilling at home, is not the same way you speak in front of a king. The way you talk, the way you express yourself, the words you choose to use, it's not the same way you would speak in front of a person that's about to give you $1 million, and it depends on how you speak and how you show up to the meeting and how you look and how you behave while you're there. So the question is, why does it have to be that way? That is nature. That's how we feel naturally. When we're with the boys, when we're with the girls, we chill, we relax, we're more laid back. When we come to show, we're a little bit more together. That's good. The question is, why does it have to be that way? Why is it that when you're sitting with your friends, you can't be there with a God consciousness as well, and not talk bad about other people, and not talk about nonsense and fantasy football? These things are not problematic. They're not asur. They're not forbidden. It's just, why does it take so much of your time? What is our life? What is our life? What is life to us? What matters for us? And I grew up here in the city, and I know the city very, very well. The Rambam says that a Baal Tshuva is only when he goes to the same place and he doesn't make the same mistakes. There's some people in this room that know I made a lot of mistakes in these streets. And I'm here again now trying to change it. Why? Because something clicked along the way that I understood what is life. And now that I have children, and I have a wife, and I'm 32 and I'm married already with 2 kids, and I'm living life, and I have Shabbat meals, and I'm connected, and I learn Torah a few hours a day, and I pray. Everyone on each on your own level, if you were to tap more into it, you would also start to discover what really matters in life. Because when I feel bad at the end of the day and I go on YouTube for nonsense, it doesn't really help me. But a few lines inside of a book could change my life forever. The question is just what matters to you. And if you're not used to opening the book, if you're not used to connecting, so you have to discover and figure out what is my way in. If this is life and if it feels so good, then how do I do it? There's a world survey that was done years ago that proved scientifically that people that have a belief in a higher power, no matter what it is, live a healthier life. Live a healthier life. Meaning the Pastafarian, wherever he is, right? People that believe in JCPenney, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you believe in, you live a better life. So now as a Jew, that every other religion is trying to copy you, and you have infinite wisdom of how to lead a life, why not discover it more? Why not tap into it more? So I want to applaud you all that you're already in a shul, and that's a big sign. I also used to start going out to shiurim. And here I am on the other side of the stage. Why? The more I understood life is about connection, so that came for me. This is not the trajectory that needs to be for everybody else. All it is what it says here. Who has to go up to the heavens to bring it down? It's exactly what Moshe Rabbeinu is telling us in the parasha. No one needs to do that. No one needs to go up to the heavens to do it. You need to do what you need to do. You need to be you. But you need to decide what is it that you want to be. You're a godly soul that's not meant to be limited to anything in this world. You are blessed to be part of a nation that has so much power and so much wisdom and so much blessing to give the world. I was in an Uber in New York last week. Muslim Uber driver tells me there must be 800 million Jews in the world. 800 million. He was certain of it. And I told him, you're crazy. He said, what, 250? How in the world is a Muslim who's that many, they're huge, mega power. How in the world do they think that we're half the amount that they are? I asked him, Muhammad, why do you think we're 800 million people? Can I ask you, before I tell you how many we really are, I'll give you the number. How much, why is it that you think we're that many people in the world? Look how much power, look how much blessing you have, look how much unity. If that's what the Goy sees, why don't we amplify it more? Why don't we live it? Why don't we embrace it? And I'm telling you, it's not because we have Israeli flags that we are so powerful. It's because we have what's inside this ark here. It's because we have Chachamim and Am Yisrael that are always trying to arouse mercy and to teach us the ways to connect to our soul, to connect to what actually matters in life, to connect to Hashem Yitbarach. Each one of them in their own unique way, developing different paths and revealing us the ways that we can get in according to our route, according to where we are. And it's very close to you. Hashem is not trying to make you into some person that you're not meant to be. It's just, what do you really care about? In Rosh Hashanah, there are two main works that go on. One is called Nesirah, that's the separation. Essentially the creation of man, what we've been talking about. Hashem took a soul from a very lofty place and sent it down here into a body in order to serve Him. This whole entire world is for Hashem. But your soul was connected. It's a spark of Hashem from up above, and it was rooted in a place of such purity. And Hashem had to separate it to send it down here so that it can earn its way back up in a more beautiful way. When does that happen on Rosh Hashanah? When we say the words Zochenu l'chaim melech chafetz b'chaim le'ma'anach Elohim chaim. That whole entire part, every time we say it, Kotvenu b'sefer chaim, write us in the book of life. Anytime we say those words in the next 10 days between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, we're getting a download of all of the life force that we need, all of the ability we need to build a house, to be a parent, to be successful in work, to show up to pray, to make a bracha before and after you eat. You're getting life for everything you aspire to do in your life. Life, chaim, that's aspirations. What do I want? According to what you determine your life is, that's where you're going to aspire to be. And if your life is your career, so then you're going to put in extra hours in the office trying to make more money. That doesn't mean you'll get more money. That's not how it works. But if your life is that, so then you put your all there. And if your life is a connection to Hashem because that's what's good, not because it was a commandment, not because the book says to do it, but because I realize that that is life, that is connection, everyone according to their own level, so then you're going to put your aspirations there. And then one thing that is life and filled with life and it feels good to do, you're going to want more life and more life. Like a person that eats food and it's tasty and it gives them a good feeling, they want more and they want more and they indulge. So that might not be healthy for you to do on something physical. When it comes to Torah and mitzvot, it's a great thing to do. It's a great thing to do, to desire more, to want to connect more. But you have to stay balanced doing it. Beficha ulevavcha la'asoto. It's in your mouth, in your heart, to do it. To make the unity between the neshama that's rested inside the brain, the heart that has the ruach, the spirit that's going up and down all the time, feeling everything, and the kaved, the liver, that has the flow of the blood going through it, purifying our blood at all times, our physical actions in this world. That is the makeup of a Jew. Melech, moach, lev, kaved. A melech, a king, a malka, a queen. If you want a melech in your life, become a malka. If you want a malka in your life, become a melech. It's the same letters. It's the same letters. You're not looking for someone else. You're looking for your other half. That means that you amplify yourself so that you deserve and get a better other half. It's you. Don't date off potential. Maybe one day they'll keep mitzvot. No, that's not okay. Date according to where you are. Accept a person for who they are. And if you don't accept them now and you're dating them because they might be better, that means you don't accept them for who they are right now. You can't be in a relationship with a person like that. We have to be able to look into this world and to see Hashem being revealed to us. In order to do that, we have to purify our heart. And we have to ask the questions, what really matters to me? When I was dating my wife, every single meeting was chemistry, talking, and at a certain point we had real conversations. Do we have TV in the house? How are you covering your head? What is tzniut for you? What are you going to do to provide for the family? These are real questions. Not just boyfriend and girlfriend, and then you're stuck together, you end up getting married because you don't want to look for anybody else, and now 10 years later, you're talking to a lawyer with kids. If you don't clarify it in the beginning, how is it going to be successful later on? And we're talking about a lifelong investment over 90 years with another person, side by side, that after all the kids leave the house, they're still meant to be there. Any of the men in the room right now, if you were to invest, if you had an opportunity, you had a lot of money and a person approaches you with a business for you to invest in, would you just give them the money? What if they took you out for dinner and they looked really good? What if they let you borrow their yacht for a weekend? What do you want to know with your money? You have 10 million to put in a company. What do you want to know?
Return. Makes sense.
What?
Rate of return.
How's it going to happen, right? What's ROI? Who are your competitors? Before I give you $10 million, let me know what is your business. But when it comes to a girl, just if she dresses right and she talks well in a date, that's it? Don't need to ask her questions of how she plans to raise her children? Is she going to be the role model? Is she going to be the house, akeret habayit, that she brings the Shekhinah into the house? Does she know what Shekhinah is? Does she know what the presence of God feels like? And same thing, ladies. You want a man, but does he act manly? Does he have infinite mercy? Does he know how to conquer his anger? Does he know how to shut up? Does he know how to provide? Does he know how to show up even when he doesn't feel like it? To make space for another person, to tolerate them, like God does. Because that's what the masculine energy is all about. Who is the mighty one who conquers his inclinations? Who doesn't do what he feels like doing? He does what's right. But if you don't know those values, Jewish values, basic Jewish values, so then what are you looking for? Just a boyfriend that gets upgraded to a fiancé and then upgraded to a husband and then downgraded later in a few years? What's the point? The point is to live with an infinite connection. A way to understand that more is to understand God and to try to connect to God. And then you start to look in the world and you want a person that emulates that and has a relationship with that. And that knows Friday night we're sitting together, there is no phone. It's family time. Because that's what matters in life. Not football, not basketball. And then when we go out on a date once a week because you're my wife and we go out once a week because that's how it's meant to be, at least, and we make time to invest to be together, so then also I'm focused on you and I'm with you. If we don't know what it's like to be a husband, to be a wife, if we don't even understand what that means, why are we pushing so hard to get there and why do we feel so broken that it's not happening? You're not ready. What does it take to get ready? To make a decision. To make a decision and a 15-minute effort every single day to learn more about what does it mean to be a husband. What are the traits of a good person? What is Tomer Dvorah? What are 13 attributes of mercy that I can invoke in my life? For example, one of them, just one of them, to talk about it a little bit. The Ramak says, Rav Moshe Cordovero from Tzfat, the Rebbe of the Arizal, author of many, many beautiful Kabbalistic books. One of them, Tomer Dvorah, says that one of the attributes of Hashem is that if a person is disrespectful to Hashem, does something wrong, does a sin, has to do now tshuva, and he does real tshuva and he comes back to Hashem sincerely, Hashem brings him even closer than everybody else that didn't do a sin. Let's think about this now. The whole entire book is telling you about the traits of God in order to tell you how to act with other people. So God does this. If God gets disrespected or offended by a human being, which he doesn't have emotions like us, but let's say you go against the will of Hashem, And then you step away automatically. Anytime you choose to do something that's not connected to Hashem, it's you distancing yourself from Hashem. It's not an outcome that Hashem pushes you away. You are making a decision to walk away. And now you do tshuva, which means, Hashem, I want to return to you. Tashuv, hey, you want to come back to Hashem. Hashem says, really? Yes, I realized, Hashem, sorry, I took a step away from you. I want you in my life. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. It was external, please forgive me. Internally, I'm proving to you now, I want you. Hashem says, come, you're much closer to me now. How many of us have been disrespected and the person says sorry and we don't really want him around so much? He's proving to us that he wants us to be in our life. Said sorry. It takes a lot for a person to say sorry to another person. If they're sincere, I'm talking about a sincere thing. They come back and they say, I value our relationship so much that I'm sorry. Please forgive me. That's a sign of a person that actually likes you more than nearly everybody else that talks to you. He messed up, lost you, and now it's not because he lost you, because it was the wrong thing to do and he wants you. One example of a trait of mercy that we have to arouse inside of this world, to look beyond the externalities, to judge people favorably. There's judging people favorably and there's justifying actions. Those are two different things. We can look at a person and understand there's a million reasons why they fell to the place that they fell. The action can still be wrong. But I judge them favorably. There's a soul inside of them. It's a human being. And when we do that, on Rosh Hashanah, from Shemaim, they look down at us. They say, this person arouses mercy in the world. This person looks at souls, they don't look at bodies. They see actions and they look a little bit deeper to understand, okay, he had a bad day, she had a bad day, but Hashem sent him. Same thing from Shemaim. They look down at you and they give you the same energy. The Baal Shem Tov says, a person is the shadow of Hashem. Hashem tzilecha. Al yad yeminecha. Hashem tzilecha. Hashem is your shadow. You act in a loving way, Hashem acts in a loving way. You want to be judgmental to other people in a negative way, that's what you're arousing on yourself. Baal Shem Tov famously says when a person needs to be judged, they show them another person doing something similar to what they're doing, but it looks different enough that they think that it's a different act. And then what you say about that person is what's going to happen on you. Why? Because the soul inside of you is also a spark from Hashem. The soul inside of them is a spark from Hashem. You arouse mercy, there's energy of mercy. You arouse deen, there's an energy of deen. So now we're going to go into Yom Adin, the day of judgment. Who's judging us? What kind of God is judging us? A merciful one, or the one that the Christians believe in? We're all going to end up in a fiery pit somewhere. Who is it? What kind of God? We happen to be blessed to say, Avinu Malkeinu every single day. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu. What comes first? Avinu, our Father. Our Father happens to be the King of the world. So that comes with different expectations. When you're a prince, when you're a princess, things are a bit different. Tony and Christine can do whatever they want. They can. And they also don't have the families that we have. And they also don't have the opportunities that we have. And they don't have the blessings that we have. They don't have the ability to close their eyes and to unify themselves with Nishmat Yisrael, the soul of Israel, that ascends above all, the reason that the world was created. A little bit more deeper work. I can give a little bit of advice. I grew up here too. The things that have helped me to get in, connecting to the Baal Shem Tov, Rabbi Nachman, Chabad, good things, but all of them together as a package. Breathing in order to slow down your day, 7 minutes a day. Slowly breathing while thinking about Hashem. 7 minutes a day. When you get tested later in the week, all you need is one breath and you'll be able to calm down. But if you don't do breath work all the time, and not 45-minute breath work sessions, disconnected from God, 7 minutes a day of being conscious of the fact that every single breath that's coming inside of you is coming from Hashem. And if you don't take it, you can't exist. So how important is it? And Hashem keeps giving it to you, giving it to you. That grows your emunah. Talking to Hashem is an extremely important thing to do. Reading Tehillim, an extremely important thing to do. Learning Torah is important, and connecting to holy people. Each one of us has a friend that's further along the path than us, that knows a little bit more Torah than us. Ask for that person for some wisdom. Spend time with people like that. This is beautiful. Speakers are great. I promise you, this is not the same as opening a book and sitting one-on-one and discussing it and going into it. And asking all the questions. And trying to find the truth. It's not the same thing. Be active in your Avodat Hashem. Be even more active. Go out, do. Hashem wants you to be in this world. He's giving you life every single day. It's just not purely to work and to show up to external things. It's to be connected to Hashem by way of all of those things overall. So there's no problem working. There's no problem focusing on a family. There's no problem doing anything in this world that the Torah allows you to do. It's just what's going on here. And the writing in the book of life, and the writing in the book of death is going to happen on Rosh Hashanah. It all happens up here. According to the God, who's judging you? Who is it? And if He has infinite mercy on you, He has infinite mercy on everybody else. I was told that we can't do meditation here. Sorry guys, it would have been amazing. But maybe we have an after party somewhere, make it happen. But one thing I'll tell you, every single breath you have is an opportunity to meditate. Every single halacha in the Shulchan Aruch is a meditation. Every single pasuk in the Torah is a meditation. Every single letter in this world is another way to connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. To close your eyes and to realize that there's more than what I'm seeing with my physical eyes. There's more inside of me that I see, there's more in the others that I see, and there's more than what I was told about God in Hebrew school. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is infinitely waiting for you all the time. He just wants you to connect. He just wants you to connect. That's it. The question is just, what can I do? A small step changes everything. So B'ezrat Hashem, thank you everybody. Thank you again for opening up your hearts and coming out. The truth is that I live in Tzfat, here in Kodesh in Eretz Yisrael, and I don't get too many opportunities to come here to the US. The reason that I'm here right now is to help raise funds for my city, for the needy families. Tzfat is Rashi Tevot Tzechim Parnasat Tamid. We always need money. Why? Hashem put a dome of blockages of Kiddusha in Tzfat. So I came out here to the US for 2 weeks to try to spread some Torah to arouse the hearts, and also to come back with money to put on the table of families in Tzfat. So I'm going to please ask you guys to open your heart. And Chazal say that tzedakah is one of the ways that we can remove the judgments that are on us. Money is called blood, our blood that we put inside. We're working for that money. When we remove it a little bit and give away from ourselves, we get a lot of blessing. And here, there's a sheet here, with Zelle, Venmo, cash, whatever it is that can make it work. The money is going purely to tzedakah. There's no organization. There's no money being taken to the sides. Every single dollar you give will go towards doing good in the world. So B'ezrat Hashem, thank you so much again. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you to David for making this happen. Thank you to Eva. Thank you to everybody else that made this happen. Thank you to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and thank you to my beautiful wife that's sitting at home for 2 weeks with babies and allowing me to go out and to spread some Torah with the world. This is all her. Everything that I've had in these last 2 weeks is my wife's. It's all by her bracha. I'm excited to come home, to come back to Eretz Yisrael. But this has been an amazing opportunity to connect with more neshamot, to come back to the place I was born in, and to see it in a different eye. And I'll tell you, it is a different eye. My sister's here today. We didn't have this growing up here. We didn't have this. We had a broken down caravan with no AC, a bunch of mess and smelly kids running around, and nothing cool to do that was connected to God. A lot of people keep asking me, how do I get my brother to do this? How do I get my son to do this? Make it cool. Make it attractive. And if you enjoy connecting to Hashem, other people are going to see that on you. But if it feels like a burden and a commandment, everything that you have to do, so then that's not attractive. I also didn't like it when it looked that way. Only when I got to Eretz Yisrael and I saw people happy to read Tehillim. I saw people crying from a place of yearning that their soul cannot stay inside their body, the tears come out of their face. That's cool. That looks like an experience I want to have. From a place of joy, to sit around with a guitar and you feel like you're flying. Those are things that I want to do. Those are things that give me life. And I worked my whole entire life. Past 2 years of dedicating to Torah, just to be able to share this. I also grew up here. I know what it's like. It doesn't have to be that way. The God that we were taught about in the city is much better than that. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. The movie's better than the preview. Just get into it. Just start it. Siyata Shemaya, thank you. I'm going to be here until the last person wants to talk to me. I have a flight at 8 o'clock in the morning. Mitzidi, I'm here. Any questions, anything, I'll step outside, we can talk. L'chaim, Chevre, Shana Tova Metuka, may it be b'simcha. 48 hours of joy. 48 hours of Rosh Hashanah of joy. Thank you so much.